So in this video, we're going to take a look at this TeleVideo TVI-912C terminal I acquired about a week ago. It came to me in apparently working condition, set up for loopback. You can type on it, get characters back. Video is nice and clear. Everything seems to work, which was really kind of a blessing to end up with it this way. It's pretty dirty. I've actually done a bunch of surface cleaning before this photo here, although the keyboard you can still see is pretty nasty down inside. But generally pretty happy. In this video we're going to go ahead and remove the keyboard and clean it up, and I suspect it'll end up being a full teardown of the keyboard. Anyhow, with the pictures here out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. So this is the keyboard out of my TeleVideo 912C terminal that I acquired about a week ago. And I cosmetically cleaned the case. We looked at photos a second ago. Sorry, I'm looking for a tool here and not finding it. Where's my keycap puller? There it is. The keyboard's absolutely filthy. At a minimum, I want to wash keycaps. It looks like these are pretty standard keycaps. There's no real indication on the bottom of the board who manufactured the keyboard. The soldering is the soldering. Pretty typical. I think this terminal's late 70s or maybe early 80s. So let's see if we can pull keycaps. That came off very easily. It is just filthy inside. Oh yeah, these come off just no problem. So really I'm going to give all the keycaps a good bath. Do my best to clean this part of the keyboard assembly up. I've at this point only used Windex on the outer case. The inside of the terminal is just dirty and nasty. That one doesn't want to seem to release. I don't know why. Shouldn't take that much pressure. I did test every key as best I could with the unit powered up, and then have duplex mode. All the keys seem to work. Really dusty. I can just feel the grit on my fingers here. Pretty typical keycaps for the era. Reminds me quite a bit of like one of the RadioShack Model 1 keyboards that we, in a very old video, stripped all the way down to, I think, the blank PCB and rebuilt. Wow, this is grubby. This has been sitting in a, somebody's garage or basement or barn, or which is kind of a fluke that I was in the right place at the right time. Now this is a locking switch. Locks down, locks up for alpha lock, which means the mechanism's a little bit different. Now let's see if we can get this space key off first. The tab key, and make some room around it. If you work on keyboards, don't have a keycap puller, I highly recommend you spend the money to get one. There was a lot of plastic handled ones on eBay. I spent a few more dollars to get one with a metal handle, just hoping the construction was a little better. I've had good service out of this thing. So not unhappy with it at all. Man, I can smell the dust here in the air. I'm just disturbing lots of dust. Yeah, inside it's dusty. not super dirty. The terminal itself is clamshell, hinged on the back. The CRT an upper case, fold back. Inside it, like I say, it's really dusty. The screws were missing on the front of the case, so the top is just loose, which is kind of what says to me somebody had maybe been inside of it. But I was really surprised that it just powered up and worked. And you know, the video's nice and crisp. No ripple. Not like it's got a failing capacitor and a power supply or electrolytic someplace. I was actually pretty happy that it just, worked. I think a little, before coming in this video here, we looked at a photo of the self-test mode, which worked, which makes me happy. I don't remember which processor this one has inside of it. It's essentially a microcomputer inside. I think all of these terminals were 8-bit microprocessor. Wow, I hate pulling that hard. Kind of a complete little computer in its own right. Do wish it had VT style escape codes. That's always kind of what you want. I would suspect for like my BSD 211 box, I can find a term caps file that'll make use of the terminal well. But if it implemented VT escape codes, the DEC codes by default, it would work well on my PDP-8 or the 11, and I wouldn't be sitting in TerraTerm or terminal emulators as much, although the terminal emulators are really nice because you can copy from the screen and paste and all that kind of stuff. Oh, this thing's grubby. This is just nasty, nasty. I hate it when I can taste the dust. There's part of me that's tempted to unsolder all the switches and strip this thing all the way down so I can clean it as deep as possible. The problem with that is that I take a risk on damaging something. The clear key is offset. There it is, which might have been part of why I was having trouble with it. The return key might have a stabilizer bar underneath it due to the width, although looking at it, it doesn't. I'll come back to it. The space bar most definitely is going to have a stabilizer bar underneath it. Oh, I know I've said it 50 times here. This thing is filthy. Of course, compared to before I did some paper towel Windex wipe downs, it was a lot nastier. Keys are in good shape. Not missing any keycaps. There's no broken switches. That kind of stuff made me very happy. So really, we're down to prying up. I can feel it trying to move. Okay, that worked. Look, it actually had 2 full switches underneath it. Space bar. I want to be careful here. Okay, so the metal bar to keep the space bar pushing even's underneath, and there's of course the switch in the middle. I don't know if those are floating. Moved. Figure out how those release. I certainly don't want to break them. Well, this is a pair of non-serrated needle nose. I'm going to try to hold on to that nylon shaft with. And see if I can get that. Oh, hopefully I didn't just break it. That would be highly disappointing if I did. I just snapped off. Let's see if I can get this one to snap off as well. There it went. Okay. Wow, that's really different from what I'm used to. I was trying to pull these out of the keycap. This will just go back in and the bar will snap into the little teeth here, so that I'm going to leave that as it is for cleaning. As you can see, that is just grubby beyond belief. Really nasty. This looks like it'd be a really easy keyboard to desolder. The switches all look identical. And really do a deep clean on. I'll have to debate here in my head whether I want to do that or not. I may well strip this guy down to the blank PCB. Because that way I can get all this key switches off the panel here easily. And then I can just thoroughly clean everything. There's just so much grit down in here. And I really don't want to soak it in something and get cleaning solution down inside of the key switches. I just don't want to do that. I will have to think about it, but I'll call this the first keyboard video here for the TeleVideo TVI-912C. And in the next video I'll decide how to move forward. We'll talk soon.